Next question. I've been watching global polling every year of this century, 20 years, and employee engagement. Employee engagement has never been higher than 38%. We in recruiting and HR have discussed for years how to increase it by often throwing technology on it every year. So after 20 straight years of throwing tech at employee engagement, are we solving the complex human problem of employee engagement? Curious, do you see technology being the solver for employee engagement, or is it something else? What do you think is the reason why employees are so disengaged? Daphne?
Well, I'll just quickly answer that question, but I really do think that it's going to be very interesting with this COVID and the isolation and what Tiffany was saying, how it shows still that the human connection is still so key, even though we have Zoom and technology to keep work going, but that human connection is still going to be very key. And I would think it's the same for the answer to you as well.
Tony, how about you?
Yeah, I think it goes back to a little bit of, as Daphne mentioned, I think it goes back to a little bit about what Tiffany and even Ranjini were talking about it on AI. So technology is not going to replace relationships, right? We can all get together from different parts of the United States or even the world on a Zoom camera, and we can discuss and have discourse, but that's only going to go so far. And if we actually want to really engage in problem solving, joint problem solving around really difficult issues, we would be much better served if we were doing this after having spent 2 or 3 days together, getting to know each other, building a relationship, understanding how each of us think to try to solve that problem. I mean, I come from a diplomatic background, and trying to work out sort of policy across lines of culture, national interests, and geopolitical strategy is going to be very difficult in a setting where technology is bringing us together. Now, it's great on one hand, because it's going to cut distance and time, like it cuts it down to zero. So we get this artificial feeling like we're actually engaging. But frankly, when I was involved in multi-level negotiations, the consistent coffees or meals or just one-on-one getting to know you, how are we even processing this as humans, is such an important part of us actually being creative to solve the problems that we're trying to solve, and to be sensitive to Tiffany's point around emotional intelligence, to be sensitive about where each of us are even coming from, representing who we're representing and trying to figure out those problems. That's just going to be very difficult to actually capture and for us to be able to support through technology. Now, to Ranjini's point, technology can help us solve really repetitive tasks that actually, as humans, when we repeat over and over, have a high degree of potentially mistakes, because it just gets like our minds go numb, our hands go numb, whatever. Or they might be computational, that, where if you make one mistake, the ripple effect is going to go out. But if we really want to solve problems that are really like the big problems that are facing us, either within a corporate environment or in a societal or government public sphere, that's going to require people coming together, building relationships together, figuring out how to work together across all kinds of lines of difference, and to be sensitive to that. And I think technology can help, but it's not going to replace what we need to be able to do that.
Absolutely. I agree.